Hey everyone, it's Benny. In my last video, I showed you guys my method on how I complete the Cayo Perico heist. Well, today I'm going to show you a step-by-step on how I complete all of the preps necessary. This is going to be a longer video than I usually make, but I'm hoping this helps you guys when you set up your own heists. Let's go ahead and get this started. When you start the intel prep, the first thing you're going to have to do is steal a vellum. Just go on foot. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would just want to run in, shoot a few missiles and then take it, but trust me, you don't want to do that. It'll blow up the plane and then you'll have to go back to the sub and start it all over. Once you're in the vellum, just fly south to the yellow marker and you'll be taken to Cayo Perico. Once you're on the island, things get a little more complicated. However, as long as you know what you're doing, you can make this quick and easy, and you can actually get away with putting as little effort as you can. So anyway, like I said, land on the island, you go through this cutscene, and what's basically going to happen is it's just like when you first started. You'll be allowed to walk around the island, but you'll have to completely avoid any guards or cameras. Once you get spotted by a guard or camera, you'll be sent back to the start, and after a few times, they'll probably send you back to Los Santos. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Now, something that I've found is that the key to getting around the island with a vehicle is to use either an ATV or a Manchez. And the reason I say these is because these vehicles are way smaller and you can maneuver around bushes. Now, the first place you're going to want to scope out, though, is this hangar. And the reason I say this hangar is because there are 4 secondary targets, all in this one place. Which means that if you go the route I did, and if you use the submarine as your exit strategy, because the submarine will be up here, just on the coast, you'll have basically a bunch of choices. You could either go with the weed or the cash or the coke, whatever it is that spawns here. And this also guarantees that you'll have secondary targets to go to on your way out. You won't have to fight your way through the docks, although you'll have to use that part of my method, you know, take a boat from the docks. But you completely avoid having to fight through guards to get to the different secondary targets. And you have to use the forklift, like I did. You have to be very careful, pick up the forklift, move the crate, and then it's there. Now, if you'll watch the route that I took, you go over this hill. Alright, you have to go over this hill, down here, and because there's no party here, you can just cut right through there. Up, through this checkpoint. You have to be very careful going through here, but you can go through on a bike, go up this hill, and then it's just a straight shot here. So just carefully watch the route I took. And again, sorry for the squeaky chair. There's nothing I can do about that. Now, at the start, you're not going to have to worry about any bushes or trees. And like I said, you're not here and there's not like a party anymore, so like you can just cut right through there, no one cares. And like I said, it is completely possible to get a bike through here. You do have to watch for cones of vision. You have to make sure no one spots you. Vehicle comes by, just camp there till it passes, cut right over the hill, across the road. I swear, I don't know who's dumber, the Diamond Casino guards or the Cayo Perico guards. It's a close matchup. And then, like I said, once you get past there, it's just a straight shot to the radio tower. Now, this part is simple enough. There's different levels on the tower. You just have to find the communications box, or whatever it's called. The signal box. But anyway, it's going to be in one of these few locations. You'll know when you see it. You cannot miss it. It's just this huge electronics box. And I know a lot of people struggle with the hack too. I struggled with it when I first started, so I'm going to explain in the next few seconds. But you just climb onto the tower, you find the box, and it's actually easier than I thought it was too, but yeah. So basically, you go in, and it's going to give you 3 different symbols. This basically gives the base number, just the base number. The next one, that multiplies it by 2, and then the X, just the big ol' X, that multiplies it by 10. You're going to want to remember those. That's what all the different symbols do. And you will have to fool around with it. You'll have to figure out what does what, and you'll have to figure out what numbers to put together. But after a while, it gets really easy. And unfortunately, I struggled a lot with this. And I'm sure people will, in the future, find different methods, but that's the gist of it. The different symbols do different things to the numbers. Again, a line with 2 lines crossed through, that multiplies it by 2. A square with a line through it, that... You get the idea. I explained it at the start. It's hard to remember. It's doable. It is very doable. It like anything else, it's going to take a bit of practice. Now, I know a lot of you people are thinking, just swipe left to right, scope everything. Don't even worry about the compound secondary targets. You're not going to be able to get them anyway. Just go for the main target. If you're doing the solo, all you're going to need is the main target. So just focus on that. And then once you're done, it is so easy it's pathetic. Just get spotted by a guard. He'll escort you to the start, and you just fly back home. It's that simple. Once you're done, you just go back to the plane, press right on D-pad, and then you're back home. Again, I swear, these guards are so dumb. It's pathetic. I don't know what hell Rubio was thinking. Alright, let's talk about where to place the submarine. I like to place it right around this area because it puts me close to the center of the map, but also near Fort Zancudo, and those jets are gonna come in handy later. Trust me, during the sabotage preps, those jets are gonna come in handy. And if you have a hangar there, it makes it even better. You could go over here, but again, I like having access to Zancudo jets just in case. And also, this is worth mentioning, get the Sparrow helicopter. This thing is a workhorse. This thing is an absolute workhorse. I highly recommend getting this with the submarine. Now let's talk about the weapon loadout. Any of these three loadouts, in my opinion, are good. I wouldn't recommend the 2 Mark II loadouts, but I think that's entirely up to you. It doesn't really matter, you know, a gun's a gun, and you're going about this stealth, so you're not going to have to worry about a lot of damage anyway. But the suppressors, the suppressors are a must. If you're going to go about this stealth, you got to go with the suppressors. Okay, so the preps you're going to want to do all of the preps. All of them except for the vehicles you don't need. Because we're going to be using the submarine. But as for the disruption and like the equipment preps, all of those. And the submarine. And we're going to do the submarine prep right now. So what's going to happen is they're going to send you to a Merryweather test site with another submarine. And you got to take out these helicopters, these boats, take out all of them. And the reason is because you don't want them shooting you while you're underwater. Find a nearby island, land your Sparrow, and we're good. Now if you have a scuba suit, that's going to come in really handy for this. Swap to your scuba suit, and then take a dive. Go into the submarine, and if you have a shotgun, then that's going to come in really handy for this. I like to use the sweeper myself, although the assault shotgun is arguably better. You can use just about any weapon, but shotguns are going to be great for this, and they'll actually come in handy a lot during these preps. There's going to be a lot of guards here. All of them are very aggressive. Try to be careful. You know, try to peek your way around corners. Again, shotguns, and if you can, headshots. And be careful with grenades, by the way. I only threw that grenade because it was going downstairs anyway. Right about here, I unfortunately ran into a bug, and, well, don't be an idiot and jump over it like I did, I guess is the gist of it. But I had to restart the whole damn mission, go back, you know, shoot the helicopters again, the boats, back into the sub, and fight my way through all of them. But anyway, you just pick up the sonar jammer, make your way out, and there's a reason I said land the helicopter on a nearby island, because you're going to be swimming back to it in your scuba suit and just flying away. Now, you will have to shoot these guys. Make sure they don't kill you as you're taking off. These guys can be a pain. I don't know how they have the accuracy they do, but whatever. Just fly back to the submarine and you're good. Now let's move on to the demolition charges. So, what's going to happen is it's going to send you to a random location in Grapeseed. You go over there, and you can lock onto these guys, so go ahead and just shoot them down with your Sparrow. Save yourself a bit of time. And now it's going to send you over to the farmhouse. So head over there really quickly. Find a safe place to land, and be very, very careful when you land the Sparrow. The Sparrow is, for whatever reason, very fragile. The skids on it don't actually work. And shotguns are going to be a very, very helpful weapon for these preps. So go in, make your way around corners, use explosives when you can. Shotguns and grenades. I feel like that's the whole trick to some of these preps. So now, when you feel like you've taken out enough of them, go ahead and head to the basement door. You're going to have to go out and find a key card. It's usually going to be outside. Once you got the key card, run back to the basement door, unlock it. There's going to be two guys down here. Both of them are going to try to melee you. One will be at the bottom of the stairs. Go ahead and take him out. The other will try to charge up the stairs. Go down, pick up the charges, and then head back out. Head back to the Sparrow. Like I said, definitely invest in the Sparrow. It's gonna make these preps so much easier. Head back to the submarine, and then you're done. I honestly don't know why we're required to do this prep if we already have the torch, but regardless, it's that one done. Alright, now moving on to the plasma cutter. So what's going to happen is he's going to send you to this safe house. You go in, take a picture of the planning board, and then it's going to send you to a location where a robbery is taking place. And take them out with the Sparrow. Unfortunately, mine got a little bit damaged here, so it definitely helps to have some other kind of a backup vehicle. If you're playing as an MC, use an Oppressor Mark II as a backup. If you're playing as a CEO, use a Buzzard. Take them all out, and make sure you grab the cutter. It's going to be in a green blip. It's going to be marked by a green blip. It'll be in a duffel bag. Go back to the submarine. And you should be done with that. For the next one, you're gonna have to get the fingerprint hacking device, the fingerprint cloner, I think it's called. So it's gonna send you to the first spot. There should be a power box around somewhere. Go over to it, shut the power down from the cameras, and then you should be able to run in no problem. Don't try to shoot the cameras. They'll still raise the alarm. You have to go around and turn the power off. And what this is going to do, it's going to make it so that you can just run in, get behind cover, and then start shooting. Whereas if you don't take the cameras out with the power box, they'll already know you're there, and they might kill you with that freaking auto aim. Also, really nice password, El Rubio. There's no way I could have guessed it, but anyway. Now it's going to send you to a second location, and this is where the device is actually going to be. These cameras you can shoot down. You don't have to use a suppressed weapon for this part. I just like using a suppressed weapon personally. Take out both the cameras and then run in. Now the device is going to be on one of the tables, so it helps to go table to table. You have to be very thorough. It's very small. It's really easy to miss. And there it is. Another reason you're going to want to make sure the cameras don't see you is so that when you run out, NPCs don't go after you and shoot at you. Now we go for the cutting torch. This, in my opinion, is the easiest prep. You just go to a construction site, and don't even worry about killing all the guys at construction site. Cops will not go after you. So just take them all out with the helicopter, have some fun, let a little anger out. Find a safe spot to land. and you're good. You could also go and look for the hard hat. Personally, this one's quicker, but I do like using the hard hat every now and then. Find the cutting torch. It's going to be in one of the toolboxes marked by a green arrow. Head back to the Sparrow, go back to the submarine, and you should be done with that. Alright, you've done all of the equipment preps. Now we go for the unmarked weapons. And this can be really tricky. The rooftops here are really hard to land on, but you should find some kind of spot and go through the roof, because this way you can completely avoid being shot at with laser accuracy when you walk inside. Again, I don't understand Rockstar's NPCs sometimes. Go in, shotgun through them. Be very careful. Peek around corners, use cover. You don't have to use grenades here, by the way. These are actually really easy to take out. Alright, now we've all been through this office, so we already know where the gun locker is. Just go around the desk to the left and boom. Now, you are gonna have to do a quick hack, but it's super easy. Just look for the first two numbers out of the 4, click it, and then you should be good. In my case, it was 4891. And here we have a classic example of Rockstar copy pasting. The weapons we steal from the locker are a combat shotgun, an assault rifle, and a PDW. Well, so much for the weapons I wanted. I wanted to go for the sniper, but guess not. Now when you go back up to the roof, that's right, go to the roof so you can use your helicopter again. There's going to be 2 other helicopters. Take out the gunners if you can. If you can't, just take out the pilots. And then fly back to the submarine, and then that prep will be done. Now we move on to the disruption preps. You don't have to do these, but they do make the mission a lot easier. And this is actually where the jets are going to come in very helpful. Alright, so for the first one, you're going to want to take out 3 different targets. One target will be in an armored vehicle. I believe it is a barrage. The second one will be in a juggernaut. It'll be in a juggernaut armor, so you're going to have to take a few strafes. And then the last one will be in just a civilian helicopter. And you can go at these targets in any order since there's only 3 of them. And another reason I say to use a jet for this if you can is because if the jet happens to get destroyed, you can fall back on the Sparrow and use that. Unfortunately, you're not able to lock on with the missiles. But if you get really good at free aiming, then you can use the Sparrow no problem, and you can definitely use a laser. And just like that, done. Now we move on to a way harder one. And as you can see, I wrecked my Sparrow here, but I used my buzzard as a backup. And this is where free aiming missiles is going to come in really helpful. You're going to want to take out the armors that are outside of the warehouse. And like I said, I crashed here. I had to use my buzzard. But the idea is that you want to clear out the armors before you approach, and you're going to want to free aim a bunch of missiles, take them out, then land a helicopter nearby, because you're going to need the helicopter later. Landed here. And run in. And what I like to do is I like to take out the AIs first, and then go for the targets to destroy. And you can use grenades or sticky bombs or whatever if you want. Personally, I like using the explosive shotguns so that the blast radius doesn't kill me in the process. Now you need to run out, and there's going to be a boat over by the terminal. And just like that, taken out. And for this last one, you can do this whole thing with the Sparrow, and I actually recommend doing that because for these targets, you are able to lock onto them. And that makes it really easy. All you gotta do is go around, take them all out with the Sparrow, and you're good. But just to have a little bit of fun, I decided to use the laser again. And you do, again, you'll have that option since your submarine is nearby. But know that this mission is really easy to do with the Sparrow. So the way this one works is that there are basically 4 targets. And it says 10, and you may be thinking, oh no, not 10 targets, it's Duggins all over again. It's not. There are technically 10 targets, but it's 4 targets. It's 4 targets. There are 10, but they're in groups, which means you can just go to 4 different spots, do quick sweeps or strafes with the missiles, or in my case, the explosive cannons, and then they're all taken out. This is actually probably one of the easiest preps, at least for me, because again, the Sparrow. You just go around, take out the 4 different groups of helicopters, and then you're good. But that's basically it for this guide. And all of these are really easy and straightforward. I am so glad Rockstar didn't overcomplicate things with this heist. And while it is difficult, I think, for new players, it's going to be very easy for new players to get used to. And I really do like this new heist. But that's it for this guide. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks that you would teach new players or people who are getting into this heist. That's it for now. Leave a like if you want to support my channel, and subscribe if you want to see more regular content. I'm out for now. Stay safe, guys.